focused on achieving that this summer. You know, Coach Bear with what he's been doing, Coach Keane, and of course Coach Kapolus for the under-20s. They really are, you know, inspiring these young players, and that's why I think it's so important to see the guys we all recognize on the floor here. Coach Princey is really, you know, we're really getting that feel of our own English and Scottish players here. You know, getting a feel for how they are, the fact that there is a route for them, there is an opportunity for them to compete against the best on the continent.
Well, it's a very interesting mix between young and old, this Great Britain team right now. They're down to their last 15, although Eric Boateng won't play through injury today. Let's have a look at the starting five that Coach Prenti puts out for today's game. Andrew Lawrence and Luke Nelson in the backcourt, with Gareth Murray at the 3 and Dan Clark and Gabe Olaseni inside for Great Britain. Vince.
Yes, obviously we're missing Miles Hesson, who might also have been in here, so Gareth Murray is grabbing the nettle here, you know, really likes to play in that position. Dan Clark brings his experience, his size and his shooting ability. Olaseni has just been someone that we really build a strong building block around.
Well, when the fixture was first announced, there would have been a lot of people buying tickets hoping to see the name Antetokounmpo in the starting lineup for the Greeks, and he is in the starting lineup. Unfortunately for them, though, it's Thanis rather than Giannis who's in the starting lineup, the slightly lesser well-known brother of the two of them there. But interesting, this Greek team, we've already gone on about Giannis Antetokounmpo not being here. They're also without the likes of Barosis and Printezis and Paparuko, who've all not travelled due to a stomach virus that went through the camp. So that's potentially 4 starting 5 players out of the Greek lineup, which brings them a bit more down to a level that GB can compete at this moment in time.
Indeed, but let's not pretend that they just rolled them in out here from the street. You know, we got NBA players galore, New York Knicks representatives, Sacramento Kings representatives, and of course Olympiacos from the EuroLeague.
Well, yeah, a number of these players played for Olympiacos in the final of the EuroLeague in the summer. They've also got a EuroLeague winner in Slukas, who played for Fenerbahce against Olympiacos in that final. And of course, some representation from across the city in Panathinaikos, as well, as you would expect for a Greek team. So this is a very high-level side. And as I say, this morning they were 3rd favourites for EuroBasket. Whether they remain so without Antetokounmpo remains to be seen, but they should be somewhere near the medals when it gets underway. But as we get going here, it is Great Britain who will start things off with Lawrence. Trying to get it via Clark into Murray, but deflected out of bounds. It'll be a GB possession.
And obviously we expect to see the passing abilities of the Greek team, but there, Dan Clark trying to thread the needle there, just unfortunate.
Murray to inbound, gets it to Nelson. First shot is no good, and Kalifas with the rebound. And as we will see quite a bit in this game, the ball in his hands directing traffic.
Absolutely, being a leader of the team without the young Antetokounmpo in there.
And there's Antetokounmpo inside converting, and the blessing for us is there's only one Antetokounmpo out there today, so it's Thanis all the way. Here's Lawrence, Olaseni, not quite, and there's Antetokounmpo getting the rebound as well.
Like you said, everybody getting a feel for each other yesterday in the behind the closed doors game, so I'd like to see a good start from GB.
Pappas from behind the arc doesn't go. Rebound, Olaseni. The Greeks did lead by double figures in the second half of that game, although it finished a 4-point differential between the two teams. But all very secretive, not much information coming out of what is essentially a scrimmage game, as Clark takes it to the hole, and he will go to the line for 2, looking to get Great Britain on the board.
Absolutely, I think it was George Boris in there, getting his hands on Dan Clark illegally. Yep, right there.
Clark makes the first of 2 free throws. Ended last season in Murcia in Spain's top flight. Started it in Skopje. Yet to sign a new deal for next season. although he's not going back to Murphy by all accounts.
Yep.
Nice drive down the line by Papanikolaou, gets his own rebound. A little too easy, but nobody pushed him off the ball then.
Yeah, he's got to battle with that size, but I'm really hoping our guard play can move up from the GB teams we've seen in the last couple of years with the kind of guards we have on the floor now. I'm really expecting a lot from Luke Nelson.
Well, if Senny loses it, it's still in bounds, isn't it? No, eventually it runs out of room there. Papanikolaou on the far side, and Great Britain will get possession back.
And it looks like Lawrence is our primary ball handler. Oh, here we go.
And he's found Olaseni inside, who gets up quick for two.
Well, Olaseni likes playing at the copper box ever since he first came here with Iowa to play against the London Lions while he was in his last year in school. A number of visits with the GB team.
And Scumper hands over to Philippus. Zips it across, great pass to Papanikolaou. Rebound comes all the way back out to him though.
Second opportunities a couple of times for the Greeks. If we can knuckle down on that, give ourselves that opportunity.
Ooh, there's a bit of a height differential there, and eventually the foul is called against Andrew Lawrence.
Just trying to sweep through from behind there.
Around the screen from Borges. And again.
Controlling everything has got out this.
And the combo for three, doesn't go. Tipped up in the air. Luke Nelson has it. Nelson fires up from behind the arc, off the back of the ring, batted up in the air. And the Greeks come down with it. Oh my word, that's way too... I think part of the problem is he's such a good passer of the ball that you sort of react to where the pass might be, and in the end he didn't need to pass it. Foul called off the ball. It's going to be on Kostas Papanikolaou.
Smart move of Gareth Murray being overplayed. He just stopped in the pass and he was fouled from behind.
Murray will now inbound for Great Britain. Lawrence. Out to Nelson. Murray. Murray drives under pressure. Doesn't have enough on it. Batted out by Olaseni. Lawrence has it. Clark miles out for three. Dan Clark with the triple. And Britain lead.
There we go. The experienced Clark.
This August from the elbow for two.
A staple diet of pick and roll from Kaleta, beautifully executed.
Lawrence is double teamed
to
here.
get the ball over.
He does get it across. There's some question about backcourt from the Greeks. I don't think it was in there, and Olaseni makes him pay. And it's 9-8. Papas running quickly. Papas gets it back, stepped out of bounds, and will be a Great Britain ball.
Well chased down by Luke Nelson.
Andrew Lawrence crosses the halfway line for Great Britain, still going, and now forced to come back out. It's on to Clark.
For the size advantage here.
Nice, beautiful footwork and a great hook finish from Dan Clark.
Looking in good shape right now, Dan Clark.
Oh, straight to the basket again for Lapis, and he will go to the line for two. They just seem to be almost helping off him a little too much there.
And that's his second foul, I think, on Lawrence.
It is. Only 2 fouls in the game on Great Britain, but they've both been on the number 4.
And Teddy Okorafor comes in for him.
He's just signed in Greece. You know, the Greek commentator was keen to learn a bit more about him, knowing that he's going to have to cover him next year as he plays with him this in A1.
One of our more exciting players draws a foul immediately. I feel, you know, Okorafor will give Kalafis everything he can handle tonight.
And here he is bringing the ball forward against Nick Kalafis. Poliseni. Nelson cutting back door.
Beautiful pass.
Nelson with a good reverse lays it in.
Beautiful pass from Oliseni, and Nelson, constant motion.
Well, the whole of the Greek bench coaching staff jumped up wanting a travel there. Referees told them to sit down and be quiet, and a foul is called. Let's have another look. It is a great pass, and just whether there was a little stutter. Of course, they are changing the traveling violation rule as of 1st of October. Cynical old men like us would say they're legalizing traveling, but they're changing the rule, so they haven't changed it yet.
It's a horrible looking shot there.
Gets his own rebound though, August. Left this around the screen. Nice power.
Oh,
what a beautiful pass that
is. I tell you, that's staple diet, like eating fish in the Mediterranean, pick and roll.
Murray. Nelson back to Murray, takes the three-point shot, makes the three-point shot.
Always one of our more aggressive offensive players in the BBL. I'd like to see him do that more often on the GB stage.
Pappas. Nelson questioning what he did wrong there, but foul is called on him as Lucas will check in for the first time, and so too Johnson for Great Britain.
Well, we are blessed at those guard spots, Daniel, with Luke Nelson here, Lawrence, Johnson, Okorafor, people who aren't here, Ogo Adigoye, Justin Robinson, Jordan Spencer.
Again, another nice assist from Kalafis, and that's, I mean, that's part of the reason he's had 2 layups, is because he can pass the ball so well like that. You've got to try and help. Here's Clark. Driving down the lane, Dan Clark, not quite. Achara can't get the rebound. Greece with the chance to break away. And there's a technical foul on Dan Clark.
Oh.
And he's really unhappy.
I think he got hit after that shot.
Well, he doesn't normally lose his cool.
No, he's a very passive character these days.
But he was very unhappy with the officials running back down court. Said something inappropriate, clearly, because he's got a technical foul. And Lucas will make the first, the one free throw, and the Greeks will get possession of the ball from the halfway line. Lucas on the pick and roll. With a little floater off the ground.
Oh my goodness. That pick and roll just sets the table for everything for the Greeks.
Little into the game for the first time, moves it on to Okorafor.
One of our successful under 20s.
Clark driving hard off the glass.
Nice hesitation.
Well, that's one of them where you wonder, is what he said last time down helped him get that goal? He's taken it to the basket.
Well, he got hit on the left arm anyway, Daniel, but what it does is maybe fires Dan Clark up and he comes back even harder like that. I mean, I think offensively the Greeks are very smooth. I think defensively we can take some advantages.
Clark up to 9 now, half his team's points. And it's a 2-point lead to the home team. A bit slow to react, but Achara got there in the end, and that's going to be a held ball. So check which way the possession arrow is going.
Wow,
it's going to be a Greek ball.
The way it's warming up here, Daniel, you know you've got to be at the real game when the guys come together.
Well, these two teams are slated to meet in November in World Cup qualifying. And although I'm sure the lineups will be very different given the time of year and the fact EuroLeague players won't be available. Here's Klopp from behind the arc, doesn't go. The rebound in Greek hands. Slukas drives through, cross court. Papanikolaou open for three, can't convert, bats it up in the air. Klopp gets it at the second attempt. Johnson.
Ooh.
Turns it over though. Felipe's behind the back pass. And an excellent fast break by the Greeks, finished off by Kostas Slukas. And it's going to be a timeout to Great Britain with a couple of minutes to go. But again, well read, and you knew this pass was coming. There's nothing you can do about it. Great assist.
Assist number 4 for Kalafis. Got to stay aggressive. I thought we had the opportunity to go to the basket. Chose a sideways pass. Paid the price.
And Coach Prunty calling this timeout. And the one thing you would say, Vince, 8 minutes into a game, European game, 18 points apiece is quite open at the minute, quite high scoring.
Yes, it is indeed. And those second opportunities, obviously, for Greece, and then the three-point shot down here for us gives us that situation.
Well, the interesting question would be, this is currently on the pace for mid-80s or something. Would Great Britain be able to keep that going for 40 minutes? You fancy the Greeks with the players they have might be able to. So at some point, Great Britain are going to have to defensively up the difficulty level of the scores that the Greeks are getting.
Well, that's right, and that's where the rebounding comes in. We've got to stop that second opportunities. I think that pick and roll, we're going to see that right up until the 40th minute, so we just got to keep on dealing with it. And then as long as we can keep the scoreboard moving our end, it's going to come down to the wire.
Well, just as an example, last night's game, which was behind closed doors, finished 72-68.
Wow.
And so we're well past that pace.
Yep.
Johnson at the free throw line, off the back of the ring.
He's been a good performer over the years for the GB team, Johnson. Canadian champion this year. Well,
Got a bump.
I mean, that pick and roll will just give you fits, really.
Tsaris coming into the game. As we take a look back, he jumps underneath the pick and roll, but then doesn't ever quite get back into a decent defensive position. As Lucas made him pay.
EuroLeague winner.
I'm sure he's mentioned that a few times in camp over the last couple of weeks to his Olympiakos teammates. Remember that game we beat in the final?
That defense is right up the floor now.
4-4 Dinham with it okay.
Yep.
Johnson trying to get free. Gives it back to the point guard. Finds a little space in the lane, gets his own rebound as well.
Handled very well.
Rims out for Oliseni. So there's an offensive foul on the pick and roll that time. Big George Bulgris called for it.
Big swing of the hips.
He's going to get himself a breather as Papagiannis checks in for the first time.
Let's go, GB!
That's the same play.
Senny has it.
He's really used his dribble.
Out of bounds, and it'll be a Great Britain ball. Whittleton back. Finding some space, gets it to Olaseni. He's got lots of space for that one, knocks it down again.
15-foot jumper.
Again, just a little too aggressive, and when you've got a point guard of that experience, he's going to make sure the referee sees a foul call. He's been part of the Greek national team for 8 years now.
Wow.
Remember his debut at top level in the 2009 EuroBasket. We were in Poznan in Poland, I think it was, or Bydgoszcz, I can't remember, one of the two, and they gave him his first taste of the big time. It was a bit controversial at the time, as I recall, because he's American-born to Greek parents, and there was one or two who weren't too happy, but he's done so well for them.
Very committed, averaging 10 points and 6 assists last season at Panathinaikos.
Well, there's a small difference between the shot and the game clock. The Greeks are going to try and run it down. There might just be time for one last heave by Great Britain. Well, they certainly will now, as Papagiannis draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
He's just so big.
2 meters 17 or 7'1" if you work in old money.
Which I do. 7'1", 20-year-old playing in the NBA.
Only just turned 20 as well in July. Started last year in the D League, the G League as they call it now.
Yep.
And then got the call up to Sacramento for the end of the season. Played 22 games in the NBA, averaged 5.5 points, 4 rebounds per game. And after a little delay, he will go to the free throw line for 2.
Makes it easily for a big fella.
Second one doesn't go. Great Britain have 7 seconds to come up with something here. Little stop and go, drives in.
Oh, foul is called.
And he will shoot 2.
Perfect.
0.3 on the clock. Just got it off in time, and a chance for him to tie things up at the end of this opening quarter. We're level at 22, and that will do it for the opening quarter. A very entertaining opening quarter of basketball.
Well, Dan Clark leading the way really with his aggression offensively, kept coming to terms with the pick and roll, but all square after 1.
Well, Great Britain taking the early lead, but really Khalifa's with pulling the strings. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 points. And I think both teams, both coaches will be saying, we're doing okay right here. Defensively, might want to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. And I think from the GB point of view, just talking about boxing out, those kind of open drives to the basket, one from the top, one from the corner. And then the Greek team seems to be extending their defense a little bit.
Well, also, as we see there in the huddle, the information coming through from Coach Costas Misas. His team hasn't made a three-pointer here in the first half, but they have got 22 points on the board. They've been very effective in the paint.
They have indeed, and then in a way, GB have gotten out onto this three-point line, making them have to come in and execute that pick and roll.
Well, the Greeks first down with over a minute to go in this quarter break. Great Britain coming soon. And where do you think the balance is in a game like this? You've got a good crowd in, of rotation, of getting guys minutes of the ones who are on the cusp, those guys who are, say, 9 to 15, who are trying to get themselves on a plane, and trying to get the guys who will definitely be there used to each other.
Yes, that's right. And I think, you know, Coach Brinty, like you say, probably knows what those first 9 numbers are. And he'll be looking at those guys, obviously, to carry the load. But as you saw with the early foul trouble on Andrew Lawrence, gives an opportunity for some of the other guys to get some time. They're going to be keeping an eye on that. They'll be keeping an eye on the game because they want to keep everything positive. So I think everybody's going to get an opportunity. And then the X-factor guys, I like to call them that, you know, some of the guys that we have on our bench, like, you know, Kip Bigby Williams and people like that, Kofi Josephs, will they get an opportunity? We'll have to see how it goes deep into the third.
Well, of course, the interesting thing for the Greeks looking forward to EuroBasket is they've just had an extra spot open up as Dan Clark fires in a three at the start of this second quarter with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Breaking news just announced he won't be at EuroBasket 2017. That's an extra spot for somebody who wasn't going to get there on that bench in blue. So they'll be trying to impress the coach to ensure it's them.
That's right. They're going to play hard. Wow.
Giannis inside with the hook.
The hook from very, very high up.
Yeah, when you are 2'17", it's pretty hard to defend against that.
This double screen's been working so well for GB. Kyle Johnson.
Johnson takes it into the big man, had to reach a little further than normal, and as a result missed a good hand.
Good hands, Taylor Corofo. Nice and aggressive.
This is one way of stopping the pass. Don't let him pick the ball.
Just love the way he plays, always on balance, always looking to make something happen, offensively and defensively.
Lucas driving the lane. Kicks it back out top.
5 seconds left. Oh, just a second opportunity, Dan.
Fabianis misses, but Vince says offensive rebound. And the shot clock reset mistakenly to 24.
Yep.
So the referees just stopped the game. Of course, it's only meant to be 14 on an offensive rebound. So they put 11 on for the 3 seconds that they had the ball.
Luke Nelson back in.
Papas inbounds to Lucas.
Oh, wow, that's a tough ball there on Weedle.
He's trying to jump through the screen.
Yeah. Love watching him with the under-20s, the way he plays so hard in every single second he plays so hard. Oh, now he gets whacked by the screen.
Here's Papas. Three-point shot from Lucas. We said they didn't make one in the first half. They make their first one here in the second quarter.
Those screens are crunching.
Nice
Beautiful back pass.
Back out to Clark. Miles out for three.
Just a little bit deep.
And it's a bit short. Here's Papas.
At some point, these refs are going to have to call some of these screens because the big fella's leaning down. I know he's 7'1", but he's leaning down every time the guys are trying to fight their way through.
Nice pass from Lucas to find him. He lays it in.
4-point gap now for the Greeks.
Looking for three, doesn't quite go. Another good outlet pass from Lucas. Cross court for another three, back-to-back threes by the Greeks, and suddenly they are out to a 7-point lead as Papas in the corner. And you have to say, great feed from the big fella.
Absolutely.
Underneath, and out of nowhere they're up 7.
Great swoop pass. There's the catch, there's the stop by Weedle, and there's the swoop right across.
And this was the thing we were kind of touching on at the quarter break, is they hadn't made any threes, but they've been so effective inside that actually when the threes start going in, they can suddenly jump out to a big lead as they have here.
The problem with that, with the defensive team, all of a sudden that starts to happen. Now you're having to guard so much space, you start leaving gaps everywhere. Having said that, it was just the one missed opportunity for GB really down this end, 2 threes, and it suddenly looks a lot bigger than it probably is.
Well, 10 points of the 13 that have been scored here in the opening 2:45 have been scored by the Greeks. We were level at 22 at the beginning of the period.
So now we've got to come with our own response.
Back out comes Great Britain. Weedle will jog down to inbound it. Average 10 points and 9 rebounds a game for the under-20s as they won bronze medal in Division B of their European Championship, gained promotion to Division A. They were the ones who started off this great summer, the under-20s. And the rest have followed suit. Dan Clark, legal, says the referee. Greek fans aren't convinced. He jumped up in the air and then bounced it.
They're not happy.
No, they're starting to boo as well, the Vincent fans. Here he is again at the offensive end. And Olaseni's there, and eventually Great Britain get 2 points out of it.
It's like warning for Olaseni not to touch the basketball.
Yeah. It's a delay of game warning. Great Britain showing a little 2-2-1 zone press. Not much aggression in it as they drop back into a zone.
Interesting to try and combat the 3-point shot, possibly. And it looks like they've slid in. Oh, no, I thought they'd slid it into a man-to-man on the second pass.
And Clark with the rebound. They got a good open look there, the Greeks. Nice speed long. Olaseni wisely backs it back out. Nelson trying to find some space. Does, and spins it in off the glass.
We know he's an explosive scorer. We could do with some of that now to go along with Dan Clark.
Well, Great Britain coming out of that timeout. And 2 scores in a row, it's back down to 3.
That's their 3rd foul.
Lawrence, whose minutes have been limited here by foul trouble, sits back down after picking up his 3rd.
Only played about 5.5 minutes. Oh my goodness, another one.
Lucas drawing it from Carl Weasel. Again, it's coming around underneath the screen and jumping out towards the ball.
Also, you see the guards from Greece are doing a great job of hesitating on which way they're going, and you're having to gamble because you know if it goes that way, you're running into the wall, and you're trying to buy a few inches of it.
Oh, what a pass! That is down the lane by Kostas Lucas. Nelson. Nice.
Oh, yeah, and one!
Gabe Olaseni throws it down. He gets thrown to the ground, jams it in, he'll go to the line for a bonus.
not happy about that and letting him know. Dimitris Agravanis with the aggravated assault.
He did go to help pick him up. His teammates called him to it. And a timeout has been called now by the Greeks, with a chance for Great Britain to cut this back down to 2. A very good response out of their timeout.
Yeah, I think it's 7-2 run, is it?
Yeah. And Coach Misas here well, Vince, you've been there, you've been in this sort of situation many a time over the years. What would you be saying if you were in his shoes right now?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't been coaching £10 million worth of talent. I'd love to say that. But, you know, Coach Misas, you know, he will have heard the news himself that his diamond geezer won't be with him at the EuroBasket, the Greek freak. So he'll be now thinking, okay, fellas, we've got to work on this, we've got to work on that and be ready. So what they're into now is a right dogfight. GB have responded after that little run, tit for tat.
Yeah, it's interesting. You do wonder how much advance notice the team got, because he put it out on his own Facebook stream, Giannis Antetokounmpo. One assumes the national team knew it was coming, but it just seems a weird time, half an hour before the tip-off of the game.
Well,
now, I know he's in China, so maybe, you know, time difference and all that.
You said it's yesterday in China. Or is it tomorrow?
It might be tomorrow.
I think it's social media time, Dan, and the guys put it out there whenever they feel like it.
Well, here we go. The M1 by Gabriel Luseni. It needs a little help from the front of the ring, but it goes in.
I like the way he made that pass. He's warming up nicely for this challenge.
Lucas calling the play.
Hands everywhere. The Greeks pulling people around.
Again, good ball movement. Finds the open shooter, and it's knocked down by Nikos Papas.
Everybody's on fire now.
His ball just slipped slightly, and as a result, his foot just went out of bounds, and that's a turnover against GB.
Good ball movement.
Nice drive to the basket from Papanikolaou.
And it is so good to see so many of these names that you know from the EuroLeague.
Korofov.
Represented here.
Nelson on the far side. On the pick and roll, gives it back to Olaseni, moves it on. Korofov in the corner, knocks down the triple.
It was a Korofov to Olaseni before, now it's Olaseni returning the favor. Lovely.
Cuts the Greek lead to 4 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half of this international friendly. The two teams build up towards EuroBasket 27. Oh, well catched by Nelson. Oh, he finds Olaseni, and Clark is there with the follow, but it was all made by Luke Nelson.
Wow.
And Ivanovic drives it, oh, it's blocked! Gets it back, can't convert, ball is loose. Nelson has it, 3-on-3. And that's a
Euro foul.
Yeah. Just trying to stop the fast break. And being very effective at it.
Olaseni taking a blow, Daniel. Look at that, in between the legs when he saved it. Oh, the no-look dime. And there's Dan. Cleaning up.
Well, it's a no-look pass. He doesn't get the assist for it.
Unfortunately.
Anyway.
What is that? The pass that led to a basket, shall we say?
Lucas has just sat down. I believe this is checked in, and so too is Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, it's heating up nicely. Galafis. You know, I feel Okorofor is really, really growing in stature.
Nelson, way short on the floater. Had a chance to level the game there.
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo. Papas in the corner, fakes the three, puts it on the floor instead. Back to Antetokounmpo. Here's Antetokounmpo again from behind the arc. His shot doesn't go. Clark, one hand, pulls in the rebound.
Locked it in as well. Ooh, Kieran Achara was posted down low. Yep, there's a foul.
Good play from Achara. He realized he was quicker down the court than Papagiannis and sealed him in good position. All the big fella could do was commit a foul.
Opportunity to tie or go ahead. Last 3 minutes.
Nelson from behind the arc. Puts
Yes,
Great
sir.
Britain in front.
Yes, sir. We expected Luke Nelson to explode. That's what he does.
So 2:50 remaining. It is 39 points.
Well, as he's been saying, Vince, a lot being talked about this young man in recent times.
Yep.
He's Big West Player of the Year in his final year at Cal Irving last year. Just signed in Spain for Gran Canaria.
Oh my goodness!
Great pass, super dunk. Papagiannis in there, throwing it down.
Oh, look how easy Okorofor went past Kalatis.
Nelson, down to Clark.
That's a foul, 2 hands in the
And
back.
Antetokounmpo, quick say, yeah, that was my foul.
High-level basketball everywhere.
Just finished that point off. Luke Nelson signed for Gran Canaria. He's been loaned to Real Betis, who had been dropped down a division, but they've won an appeal. Oh, that's a terrible pass. And will be in the Spanish top flight next year. It's Papas driving in, draws the foul and one. Achara commits it. And Papas will go to the line for a bonus.
The Greek fans with a cheer that sounded like more of a sigh of relief.
Good strength there.
Yeah, very strong guard.
It's hard to go through a man like Achara. And he makes it a 4-point game with 2 minutes 10 to go here in the first half. Well, we wondered if they could keep up the pace. It was 22 apiece in the first quarter. It's 18-22 here in the second, so the answer is yes.
Indeed. Chara looking for... Okay, that's Antetokounmpo, I think, holding on to Dan Clark. Yeah.
And that's the 5th on the team, so Clark will go to the free throw line. I think what it is he's slightly undersized against Clark, and because Achara was kind of trapped, having picked the ball up, he was getting excited in trying to deny the outlet pass, ended up committing the foul, and Dan Clark makes him pay with the first one from the free throw line. A few boos from the visiting fans for Dan Clark, all because of that play that they thought was a travel and the referee didn't. Oh, look at that pass. Antetokounmpo blocked by Achara.
Great effort from Kieran Achara.
He blocked Antetokounmpo in the reverse game in Greece the other day.
Nelson
Thought he
stuck.
was a bit unlucky to get a foul called against him, and there is a more blatant foul. Papagiannis will send Achara to the free throw line, where he is a very effective shooter.
Interesting to see a 7'1" putting pressure on the wing pass way outside the three-point line to get that foul.
Timeout called here. Just under 90 seconds to go. Kieran Achara has the chance, and given his career, is all likely to tie things up at 44 and tie things up at 22 apiece here in the second quarter. It's been pretty entertaining so far, and I think both coaches will be pleased with what they've seen from their teams out there.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely terrific. The way we've been going at it, the way they've been going at it, counter punch after counter punch, really good to watch.
Well, this time out, I'm sure, just trying to draw up a couple of plays and maybe a change in defense for the last minute and a half here.
Coach Misas, one of the older coaches in Greece. Vastly experienced.
Really put the work in at national level as well.
Yep.
He's coached the under-20s, the B team, the women's team. He's really been through the national program, and now he's in charge of the senior men.
And a lot of the guys here that he has coached through the 18s and 20s.
2-point advantage to Greece. Going to the line to shoot two, Kieran and Charles.
Well, Great Britain, after today, head off to Poland to play a three-team tournament. The Greeks go home, and they have a three-team tournament, including Serbia, who are second favorites for EuroBasket next weekend. And then it all gets underway. Following Friday, Greeks tip it off on the 31st of August against Iceland in Helsinki, and Great Britain start the following day, the 1st of September, against Belgium, and basically a must-win game for them. In Istanbul, the tournament being played across Europe.
Luke Nelson went up in that timeout, Daniel, and Johnson came back in.
Chara. Shot got down to 4. Murray for 3 doesn't go. And the rebound is grabbed by Nikos Papas.
Still get the ball back in enough time.
Throwing it inside. Chara reads it well, knocks it loose, and the shot clock is switched off. Great Britain have one more go at it with a chance to tie things up at halftime.
Interesting change in defense the last 2 possessions from GB, Daniel. They kind of had 2 men in the zone at the back and let the 3 outside guard those guards.
Oh, good screen. But it wins out. Chancellor Cleveland's going to have to heave it here. Tosses it up, almost. But a tremendous first half of basketball. Great Britain with 22 points in each of the quarters. The only difference, the Greeks scored 24 in the second quarter, and that is why they lead here at the interval by 44 points to 46, Vince.
Absolutely tremendous 2 quarters of basketball for us all to enjoy. The Greeks showing that pick and roll that they're well famous for. Then they showed us their art from the 3-point line. But actually, GB boys have been terrific. The effort they put in defensively, superb. Stop those second opportunities for them. And obviously, our offensive output now.
Well, very much in the balance here at the Copper Box on the Olympic Park in London. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in about 14 minutes' time for the second half action. about to get underway in a couple of minutes' time here at the Copper Box. The two teams going through their final warm-ups, and this game still very much in the balance. And Coach Prunty just walked back out on court for Great Britain. Of course, this is his last campaign for Great Britain, as the change to the way they do the qualifications in the future, with them being during the season. His NBA role as an assistant coach precludes him from carrying on, so we'll be looking for a new head coach of Great Britain in time for the qualification games, which start in November.
Which is strange, really. I mean, I think it's the same across for everyone, and I don't know what that's going to do to the quality of player, and I don't know why. I still need to be explained to why FIBA have done that. I thought it was working quite well, so we're going to miss Coach Prunty, who's put so much time and effort into these guys. And I was here the other night at practice with them, just watching the way the players respond to him. It's terrific. You can see them in the huddle right now. Everybody bang on, attentive. You know, someone who's really helped this program a great deal.
But of course, it does mean a vacancy available, and it would be logical to look closer to home, because whoever it is has got to be at least in Europe, if not in this country, to be able to coach the team.
Yes, that's right, and I think you probably have to say they have to be in this country. So, you know, I think we have a choice of 12 coaches, but of course we have coaches with vast experience of leading the national team, whether that be England or whomever, and also assisting with the GB program. So I think, you know, you can start picking them up as to who will step into the big shoes of Coach Prunty.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that one, but I should imagine it won't be too long after EuroBasket before we find out. But right now, it's about Coach Prunty's team and how they fare against this quality Greek outfit. They trail by only 2 as we start the third quarter. The ball is loose. It's off a GB foot last. It'll be an end-line ball.
The guys are acquitting themselves exceptionally well. Critical start of the second half. Important not to lose momentum.
Well, there's a shot clock ticking down. Antetokounmpo drives in, rearranges.
Rescued by the call. He was too far away. He jumped up, couldn't get there, and then there was a hand in the cookie jar. The referee probably reckons Olaseni may have got him on the side.
It looks like he did. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the free throw line, trying to get the scoreboard ticking here in the second half. Missing with the first.
Only played 8 minutes so far. Draws a blank.
Here's Nelson. Murray.
Just to make up his mind here.
Gives it back to Nelson.
It's going up.
Nelson round to Lawrence, open for 3.
Knocks it on the buzzer. Terrific assist. To think about the greats of our game, Daniel, whose sons are now playing. Andrew Lawrence, Ronaldo Lawrence, his dad. Luke Nelson, Steve Nelson, we just bumped into him here on the concourse.
Yeah, it's a bit worrying, this second generation basketball, isn't it? Dan Clark, of course, his dad was a renowned and still is a renowned coach in this country.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a Steve Nelson style pass there from Luke Nelson.
Of course, and for those who don't know, you know, Steve Nelson, multiple championship winner. As Olaseni goes to work.
And he misses the first. Looking to double Great Britain's lead.
And does.
Papanikolaou crosses the halfway line to Antetokounmpo.
Hopefully Lawrence can stay on the floor a few more minutes than the first half and give us Some more. Galatas with the pick and roll again.
Inside to
That's too
Robinson,
easy.
yeah,
That's just too easy.
simple as you like for him. Tied at 48. Lawrence challenged on the three, tough shot, doesn't quite go. Lawrence will pick that one off.
Wow,
Murray
good
has
stuff.
it. Clark
Greek's favorite player, Dan Clark.
going to work. Traveling violation to call.
I thought it was the same foot.
Yeah, he thought it was just a little stutter down in the low post, but the referee decided otherwise.
Uh-oh.
Nicola almost lost that one out of bounds. And to the combo. Papas turns the corner, drives the lane, tosses it up high off the glass, and Greece are back in front.
Nikos Papas. This is neck to neck, this.
Nelson on the pick and roll. Nelson drives in. Ball on to Clark. Here's Murray for three.
Bang!
Gareth Murray knocks it down.
Glasgow's finest, baby. That was a lovely offense from GB.
Papas. Trying to find some space, can't quite convert it.
You know, interesting that every time I see the point guards for Greece coming off the pick and roll, as they come off, they're pushing off their defender with their offhand. We've seen it 3 times now, and it's not been called in any way. Beautiful lead pass.
Antetokounmpo onto Papas. Papanikolaou in the corner, turns down the three, goes cross court to Antetokounmpo, who uses his foot speed to get to the basket.
Well, I guess that they were playing one-on-one in the backyard.
Yeah.
In that family home.
Well, very sporting family. Other brother's a football player. His dad was a football player, his mum was a high jumper. Well, the Senny shot doesn't go.
Jumping family there.
Ooh.
Rare turnover.
Yeah. It's not quite on the money. And they both take responsibility for that.
Love to see his face on that there, Daniel. He really hates that. That's his first turnover. Values the ball. Kieran Charas jumps back in.
Murray, long two. A little early in the offense, that one. Skip pass around to Papas. That's a three in the corner. Kalifas knocks it down. Greece's lead is up to 4.
We need to execute well in this period now.
Lawrence to Murray.
Communication downloads the mismatch. Olaseni didn't see straight away.
The Chara space for 3 off the front of the ring.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate there.
Papanikolaou for 3, and the Greeks profit from that misfortune, and once again their advantage is out to 7.
Wow, that was just a bit unfortunate on the defender there.
But again, good space in the corner, and they might have struggled early on from the three-point line, but since then they've been pretty good, the Greeks, and that's why they're up 58-51.
Back to back, like they did earlier.
But on that occasion, Vince, Great Britain, I think, were 9 down, came out of the timeout, scored 6 quick points, and got right back into it.
Yep, we need the same again. 5 of 16 from the three-point line for Greece.
Well, they missed their first 6, I think it was, in the first quarter.
And we're outdoing them by 2, 7 out of 16.
5 of 10 in periods 2 and half of period 3.
I think just repairing some of the missed opportunities offensively, the first thing for Coach Brunty, and then making sure there's no loose open shots like the last 2 3-pointers.
Clock to inbound, a little full court show from the Greeks, but no real pressure. Colorful. Drives down the lane on his own, off the glass. Antetokounmpo almost put it in his own basket there.
Empty on the last 3 possessions for us.
Foul call down in the low post. There was 4 of them wrapped up together, and it's Oz Johnson who's been called for it. Oh, nice bounce pass. August gets it back out, and Papas from behind the arc can convert. Clark with the rebound.
Looking like he's got that ball on an elastic band, Kalafis, the way he bounces it and looks for those opportunities.
Johnson.
It's a real matchup between Clark and Antetokounmpo here.
And he backs him down.
And 1. Ooh.
The interesting thing is, Antetokounmpo put his hand up and pointed to the floor to say, I fouled him, but it was on the floor. It was like, I'm getting back down here, so I'm just going to foul him now before he can shoot, and then watch on the floor.
It's called your plan B when the whistle goes.
Well, he didn't convince the ref enough, because Dan Clark's at the free throw line shooting 2.
Oh, spring.
And once again, Great Britain in this little zone press. It's not really about stealing the ball. It's just about taking time off the clock and seeing if they can throw the Greeks slightly out of rhythm. You see they're halfway through the shot clock. They haven't really made a pass yet.
Someone just needs to find for
Clark with the rebound.
So 2-0 out of the timeout. Let's see what we can get on this possession. Down the pipe.
There's a Chara, make that 4-0. And it was basically the same thing happened in the second quarter, didn't it?
Just quality execution on both occasions. The first time, Dan Clark with the mismatch on Antetokounmpo. The second time, the beautiful assist to Kieran Achara.
Well, the Greeks opened up a bit of a lead. Great Britain caught a timeout and cut it back to 3, and the Greeks caught a timeout. And that's exactly what has happened again here in the second half.
Absolutely, and you know, both these teams, like you said earlier on in their preparation, spending so much time together, quality of execution. So you can see when it goes off the page, you can see that they need to redress, and they've done so. Great adjustment by Coach Brunty, and of course, Coach Misas trying to do the same here. What I also like about that extended defense, Daniel, from GB is it kind of takes the ball out of Kalafis' hands in terms of deciding where we're going to go with it on this possession.
Well, back out come the 2 teams. It'll be interesting to see in the fourth quarter what sort of rotations he used, because both teams have gone reasonably far into the bench, but will they continue to do that down the stretch? Or will they be trying to get their star men to see them over the line? Antetokounmpo loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, you're right. They've both gone deep, but they've both gone pretty much the same as we've gone in the first. They've been going in the third quarter here. We haven't seen a lot of Papagiannis in this quarter, but other than that, everybody's pretty much been the same.
Well, no Eric Boateng for Great Britain. He's closing in on 100 caps. He will get there at some point in the next couple of weeks, assuming he might now need to go to the... as Chara goes inside, cuts it down to 1. He might now need to ensure he goes to EuroBasket, because it would have been his 97th cap tonight, but he's not playing. And there's only 3 games next week. Antetokounmpo traveled with it.
You know, Teddy Okorafor has really put the lockdown on Kalafis. He's really trying to disrupt him, sticking to him like glue, and Antetokounmpo just couldn't find his teammate.
Well, he's taking it all with a smile. I'm not sure he's as happy as he looks with the last couple. Oh, nice pass inside to Achara, under pressure, draws the foul. And a chance to put Great Britain back in front, having just a few moments ago looked in a little touch of trouble. But that timeout from Prunty has been very effective. And there's been no responses yet from the Greeks.
Well, Kieran Achara looking for 6 in a row if he makes these 2, on top of the 2 free throws from Dan Clark out of the timeout.
Well, a rare miss from the free throw line for Kieran Achara. He may be 6'10", but he shoots as well as anybody in the British game from the free throw line.
That's more like it. As you were.
Tied at 58. Nicolau moves it.
Well, deny this ball back to Kalafis here, Kyle Johnson.
Good hands from Clark to knock it away as Lucas tried the overhead pass. It's double blocked, but there's Johnson to lay it in. That's the problem. 2 of them went for the block, which allowed Johnson to come up with the offensive rebound.
Yes, Antetokounmpo there reaching in with his fingertips, but yeah, Johnson.
There's Antetokounmpo onto Lucas around the screen, drives down the lane. Good finger roll, but it doesn't quite go, and I think Johnson's in there for the foul.
Oh, tough one. Big rebound from Antetokounmpo. Johnson just tried to reach under his arm for the ball. Wow. Yeah, we've got a game on now, real 100% both teams.
Yeah, and Antetokounmpo judged to be trying to put that one back up, so that's why he's at the free throw line for 2 shots.
Well, he was 0 for the last time.
Took his shirt off like he was going to come in, but I think he's coming in for Antetokounmpo. So he's not in yet. He's the one of 2 players for the visitors who's not yet been in the game.
Just finished his career when he comes in from Wake Forest. Yep, 0 for 3 for Antetokounmpo.
On to the first, 1 to come.
He does make the second, which means he'll get a chance to go and sit back down. Matulu checks in for the first time.
6 for 10. Ooh.
Clark gets it into Lawrence.
1:30 remaining.
Okorafor.
Being guarded by the big stiff, but you need to get him out the way.
Clark drives in.
Ooh.
Oh, good catch by Achara, and he lays it in.
Achara's on fire right now. Wow.
Clark jumps out on the horns, tossed in, but blocked by Achara.
He's everywhere.
He's fighting for it on the floor, trying to rip it loose, and we will have a jump ball. It's Great Britain possessing.
I mean, we got the possession there, and now maybe we can push this lead out, or maybe we can go up 7 and see how the Greek team reacts.
Well, the Great Britain captain doing a bit of everything. Scoring points, blocking shots, diving on the floor for loose balls.
You gotta love it. You absolutely gotta love it.
Achara wanted it again inside. Lawrence to Clark from behind the arc.
Boom!
Clark knocks down the 3. Great Britain lead by 6.
And he wants to foul. I got hit on the arm, he said. 6-point ball game right now. Kalafis being hounded by Okorafor.
Around the screen. Now has Achara in front of him.
Great
Toss
help
back
from
out.
Lawrence. Get out to Kalafis.
Lucas with the spin. Papa-Nicolau for 3. Weedle challenge.
Great
Rebound
challenge.
Clark. Shot clock is off. Great Britain have 10 seconds here.
Okorafor in and out.
Clark wants it from miles out for 3.
Oof.
Not quite, and it's over Weedle. And that is a very good finish by Great Britain to this third quarter. Tremendous bit of momentum led by the captain, Kieran Achara.
Absolutely, and out of that timeout that Coach Brunty called, it was first down Clark with the free throws, and then Achara went absolutely nuts. Offensively hitting that mid-range jump shot, then the drive, kiss off the glass for 2, then the free throws, and then diving on the floor to save possession. Give that opportunity for Dan Clark's high arcing 3 from the corner.
Yeah, tremendous work from Achara as they really turn things around Great Britain.
A 12-point turnaround out of that timeout from Coach Brunty to lead right now by 6 points.
12 points to 1, I think it was, to finish off that quarter. And just an all-round good spell by Great Britain. This 3 in the corner from Clark.
Wow.
Capped it.
Hitting it over the 6'10" defender. Absolutely terrific.
They're about to get back underway, but first of all, in-house, the commentator Simon reading out the list of successes by Great Britain's young men and women across the summer. And they've done really well, and I think most of them, those who aren't playing here today, are in the building somewhere, and they're just getting their little round of applause as we get things underway here. Fourth quarter, Great Britain leading Greece by 6.
Yeah, as we started, he's back in there. Open man.
Nice pass off. Oh, good finish as well from Matoglou through the contact of Achara.
He's coming with a big team down 6'10", 7'1". The 3 of them on the floor at the same time.
Well, that can be helpful, but it can also mean you're not quite as mobile at the other end. If somebody stepped into it doesn't matter as the shot goes in, and the 3-point play is converted.
Kostas Lucas trying to put some pressure on the Okorafor. Shakes it off.
Achara wants the 3 here, doesn't he?
Ooh,
Fakes
pumps
at
the
it.
7'1".
Now he takes it, and I thought for a minute was going to squeeze in over the front of the ring, but not quite that time.
Three-point ball game. The laugh is off the ball.
Lucas coming.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know, did Achara give him a little bump or something.
I thought he tripped his own foot. Yeah, look, he tripped off his own teammate's foot. Harsh foul.
Well, suddenly the Greek fans have
woken up.
Found their voice. Hellas, Hellas is the cry.
There you go, GB. That's what you're up against. The Greek fans are in the down.
Lucas round the high screen. Good pass back to him.
Oof.
Shot is short. Ball is loose. Mutoglu keeps it alive for the Greeks.
First offensive rebound in a long time for the Greeks.
Mistake on the shot clock, getting reset to 24 and not 14.
Big shout out to Mark Cutts, controlling their first game of basketball. We won't be the last. Don't forget there's loads of stuff coming up. Closing in on the box. And also
Papagiannis moves it on.
Wow, crunched right from behind.
Foul called.
My goodness, poor old Carl Weaver.
Well, he's ended up on the floor every time he's committed a foul, hasn't he? He's one of them where there's not much love. He gets bumped and then gets called for the foul.
Jeez. There's the lean again on that screen.
Oh, nice move. Good dance to the basket. What a beautiful step that is from Kostas Papanikolaou.
Beautiful move. Within one. They've responded perfectly. It's up to us now to come back. Galath is handing the cookie jar. That's the third foul.
He sits down. Murray's going to come in as well this time. Weekly. To Nelson.
Nice pass.
Olaseni was making those in the first half.
Yeah. The Greeks on the floor picking up the speed as well. Teddy Okorafor, great hands or feet, should I say.
Doesn't reset the shot clock, which is holding at 18, but it did stop the pass going in. Lucas.
Monstrous pick.
Nelson catches him from behind. Lucas knocks it down. He puts Greece in front with a chance to stretch it to 2 from the foul line.
Wow, unbelievable basket. Nelson got crunched on the pick and then tried to close out at the end. Wow. The arm one is good. It's Lucas.
Okorafor is under pressure here, and he's pushed across court, and the foul is called.
I mean, Okorafor is going head-to-head here against one of the best guards in Europe.
Murray to him back.
Needs help.
Olaseni.
The pressure has been stepped up, Daniel.
Nelson.
Oh, that's doing the 7-for-1 lean in.
Nearly.
The thing is, I don't know how many stone he is, but it's a bit weight to lean on.
Sluka. Mutoglu drives in, and Olaseni is going to get called for the foul on the pass.
Yep.
And the whole of the bench is saying to him, you need to shoot that. When you come in, you hear the whistle, shoot it, and you get some shots rather than, in fact, he's going to get shots anyway because it's the fifth foul on Great Britain in this quarter. Only 2.5 minutes gone, and they're already in foul trouble.
That's what that extra size did for them, Danny. They just caused a massive issue around the key area, forced people to reach in, step in. I think that's 10 unanswered, Daniel.
And Olaseni stopped the bleeding. No, he can't, but Okorafor will get them a second chance. Nelson to Murray. Murray drives in, nowhere to go, back out. Nelson from behind the arc, overcooks it. There's been a couple now where, I don't know if it's the adrenaline, scoreboard pressure or what, but it's just...
Been over the top.
Yeah.
Because ordinarily I would have liked to seen a couple of sideline screens for Nelson coming up to catch and shoot.
Lucas for three. No, tipped away by Olaseni Mitoglu with the rebound, and he's fouled. And he will go to the line for two.
Tough call on that second effort.
Nearly dropped in this one. Olaseni just tapped it away. And then wasn't quite in position to recover when Mitoglu comes up with it. The timeout has been called. It's 6:39 to go in the ball game. A chance for Greece to stretch this back out to 6. We've seen it a few times where they've opened up a bit of a lead and Great Britain have come out of the timeouts and managed to recover. They're going to need to do that again, Vince.
Absolutely, and it was Greece who called a timeout when they were down 7 and GB down 6, and it swung both sides of the coin there. But now it's coming to money time. It's not going to be as easy to find the extra points. So those extra rebounds are absolutely gold.
Well, they're enjoying themselves in the copper box, that's for sure. Whether they've come in the blue and white stripes or whether they've come supporting the Great Britain team, they've certainly had plenty of entertainment both on and off the court.
Great atmosphere, Dan, both teams. You know, we've got a great game to go with it, and that's what's kept everybody focused and involved. Terrific atmosphere at the Copper Box Arena. Two shots to come.
First one is short. Chance to make it a 5-point lead, which he does.
Yep.
Lawrence. Murray drives in.
Nice
Olaseni.
Oh, yes.
And he knocks it down. He sort of waves in the air like, about time one of those went in. He was knocking them down for fun in the first quarter, but the last few haven't been quite as accurate as he would have liked. Lucas, Mitoglu.
Big post up inside.
Oh, what a pass that is. Mitoglu on the end of it, but Papagiannis, what a beautiful dance.
This young man is going to be entertaining us for years to come.
Nelson drives in under
Beautiful
pressure.
fake.
Olaseni with the follow, and he's fouled in the process. And as he was trying to tip that home, he will get 2 free throws for it.
It's the land of the trees in there. Nice drive from Nelson. He showed the baby the first time and then went to flip
and
it
a
in
technical
the second.
foul has been called. A bench technical. Now, to be fair, the referees have been telling them all game, you can't keep jumping up and down like that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you count the guy behind the bench. There's 6 people sat there in white t-shirts, sort of assistant coaches. They're probably not all listed. They only have 3 assistant coaches listed. But they've all been jumping up all the way through the game. And the referees keep saying, no, you can't do that. And eventually, they had enough. But what it means is Olaseni makes both those free throws.
You've got one more to come.
Got one more, which Dan Clark's going to take. And then they'll get possession of the ball. So Great Britain could level the game on this play.
Did you say it was a friendly?
Well, it's certainly lively. Clark has 22, leads all scorers, gets himself a break. So 3 points for Great Britain on that play and the possession. They can tie the game here. With 5.5 to play.
Nelson. Whoa!
Oh.
Foul. Yep, and in the cookie jar.
And there's a no, it's a warning.
It's a warning. Nicholas Pappas.
Well, the Greek fans are letting the refs know what they think about it.
Yep. There's the hesitation, and there he comes from the help side. Bang, all over his arm. It's not even close.
Wow. It's all got very lively here at the couple box.
We want the win, say both teams. Come on, Gareth, you got to get the ball in.
Nobody got free for him.
Got to get the ball in. Wow.
So anyway, it's just one basket between them, folks, as we head towards the final 5 minutes. Pappas fakes the 3, puts it on the floor, drives in under all sorts of pressure. He almost got it to go. But he will shoot 2. This could become a free throw contest here with 5:19 to go.
Well, I
Both
think we'll win that one then.
In the penalty.
Nicholas Pappas. 8 points a game. Panathinaikos.
Makes the first free throw.
The Greeks were enjoying it too, Dan.
Yeah, they are.
They didn't think they'd come into London and enjoy a nice, intense basketball encounter.
There's a push in the back there, I think, from Papagiannis, is it?
No, they've given it. Yes, it is indeed. You're right. What is he? I mean, he's got to be about 25 stone, Dan.
That's actually the 5th, and there's some balls in the air. That's going to be 2 free throws. I said it could be a free throw.
Yeah, I said we would win those, so wonderful. Mind you, I don't want to see free throws of 5.5 minutes. These guys are putting on a show for us.
Makes the first one.
Hometown London boy, Gabe Olaseni.
Well, representatives from up and down the country, a couple of Scots.
Yep.
Nelson from the South Coast.
That's right.
Some London boys in there. They're from all over these aisles, up and down the land.
Sophie Joseph from Birmingham, we haven't seen him in there yet. 1 point.
Pappas handing over to Slukas.
Tell you what, Slukas is putting a shift in today. Nelson about to have that from behind there. Oh!
Shot clock down to 5. Slukas around the screen, drives in, under pressure, kicks it out. Got to get it off, does get it off. Doesn't go. Nelson with the rebound, and Great Britain can take the lead here.
This is fantastic. Here he comes.
Nelson dumps
Give
it back to Clark.
There you go. Oh, I thought he was going to bang that one.
Achara. Murray in the corner for 3. Dan Clark is in there, but just out of his reach. He got a fingertip to it.
Fingertips, yeah. I kind of want to see the ball in the hands of Andrew Lawrence. Let him have Dan Clark and Nelson off the either side of him.
Pappas trying to come to the ball. It goes to Natoglu instead.
Big shot. Look at him. Double team comes.
That leaves a man open in the corner.
Oh my
Who
goodness.
makes them pay? And Zaris it was.
My goodness. That nestled in there, didn't it?
That's the gamble you take. It's a 4-point lead. not loose. Nelson recovers. Nelson with the split leg jump shot.
Split leg long two.
Halves the deficit.
How long before Columbus comes back?
Or do they leave it out there to this unit? Here's Papas.
Well, they've done well. Ooh, pump fake, lean in.
Mitoglu at the rim. He's fouled by Achara, and he will shoot two.
I mean, that's a big crew that the guys are having to deal with there. Achara and Dan Clark, you know, lifting weights in there.
For checking back in.
Okay, first time today, Daniel, we've had all three guards on the floor at the same time.
An interesting juxtaposition. You've got Clark and Achara, both capable shooters, but also good in the low post. Mitoglu makes both. Back to four it goes.
3:31. This is good. Now you got Lawrence and Nelson off the ball for Okoro to four to find help. Ooh, shakes the big fella, drops it inside to Achara. Ooh,
just a little low for Achara to try and reach down for. Here's Papas. Papas drives in, clears some space, and finishes it off. Beautiful.
Tremendous basket. Absolutely tremendous basket.
And with 3 minutes to play, Great Britain are 3 scores behind.
Need to execute. Critical. Pick. Pop. Down the line.
Lawrence, nice to the basket. Just when Great Britain needed a score.
He must have covered about 10 acres going against that giant around there. Huge. Need to stop. Plenty of time.
Lucas. Nelson right up on him, goes round the screen, tosses it up and tipped in. Great play.
There's really nothing you can do about that. Soft hands, a big guy. What a lovely player he is.
And there's Papagiannis with the touch. Nelson in the corner.
Ooh,
Nelson goes the opposite way. Drives on and throws it down.
Throws it down, big fella. Have some of that. Have some of that.
2 minutes to go, 4 points in it.
Wow. Ooh. Oh, try to get the Euro swing through. Give me that, says Gorofor.
And he tried to lock the ball up. But the foul is called on the block, and Papas will go to the line for two.
Tell you what, they've been given something to think about, the guards. Greece, look at Nelson. Crosses him over. Comes inside. Lays the baby.
Here and Achara getting a break. They've got a Seni in for him. With less than 2 minutes to go. Trying to stretch it back to 6 here, Greece. Papas makes the first. Papanikolaou is coming in to the game, which is why the pause. Hands it over to Nelson. Nelson screens, gets it back to Gorofor in the corner. Back to Olaseni. Olaseni! Oh! Unsportsmanlike foul!
Yep, that's the second time he's done that in the game.
Papagiannis just threw him to the ground. He wasn't getting there. So he just sort of pushed him, and the referee didn't like the look of it.
Yeah, it was unpleasant in the first half, but this one here. Yep, that's it. Just the second time they've hit him in the chest.
I'm not 100% convinced by that, Vince, but...
Well, no, I think once you take off, you know, we talk about protecting shooters and jump shots. The guy takes off like that, you just can't smack him in the chest.
Well, he gets 2 free throws, he makes the first, and Great Britain will get the possession. The second one just wipes his feet. And a chance for them to cut it back to 1 possession.
Possession will go to the team.
Lawrence. Nelson. Nelson. Back out to Corafor. Clark has it. Hands it back to the guard. Corafor drives into the finger roll. Can't convert. Ball is loose. And Greece end up with it.
He was right at the cup. 3 possessions left in this.
Lucas has the ball. It's Hellas again. The cry around the copper box, and it's stolen away. In fact, it's a 3-second violation anyway, so it doesn't matter. Great Britain possession.
Coach Misas puts his hands on his head.
It's a sideline ball for Great Britain. Nobody's gone to inbound it. Somebody needs to go back down there. Lawrence comes jogging down, and the Corafor have to inbound.
Need an execution here. Get 2 out of this, get 3 out of this.
Just over a minute to play. 2 shots between them. Clark down in the low block, spins, has it knocked away by Papas, and it's a Great Britain ball.
10 seconds on the shot clock. The last inbounds we had was on the baseline was a turnover. It needs to be clean. Switch. Oh, here we go.
Nice pass. Oluseni tries to flush it again, but Nelson with the rebound. Well, they've not reset the shot clock. They should have reset the shot clock. Now they've done it. They've done it late.
Yes,
they've done it late because they realised they should have reset it on time, and because they didn't reset it, it looked like a 24-second violation.
Yes.
I think it should be down to about 8 or 9, but we'll see what the referee thinks.
5 seconds.
And he claims 9 had gone off, and therefore there's 5 left. From the dunk all the way round to here, 9 feels a bit high.
It's a bit high, doesn't it? The referee's still looking at it.
I'm wondering whether the referee said not put 9 seconds on. We lost 5.
He probably said 5, that's right.
We lost 5, put 9 on, and they did it the other way around. That feels about right.
Yeah.
End line ball to Great Britain.
Oh my goodness.
Technical foul on the assistant coach.
Yeah. He doesn't want, the referee has said, I don't want anyone else on the bench conversating with us or having a conversation with us.
Well, if they're not careful here, they could lose their rag. There's going to be another technical foul, is there?
He was about
over there, Papa Nicolau has loads to say.
I think it might be a good idea for someone to call a timeout.
Yeah. Murray's going to come back into the game. There's going to be 1 shot for Clark for a technical foul.
We need this now, we need this.
Clark gets it.
Wonderful, 1 possession game.
And of course, what was going to be 9-second offense is now a reset shot clock because of the technical foul. Well, do they go for 3 or do they go for 2? That's the question. Nelson, Clark. Clark puts it on the floor. Clark goes in, gets his own rebound. They want to travel, they're not getting it. Here's Nelson. Nelson tosses it up. Oluseni gets it. Clark. Murray fakes the 3 and gets shoved in. Unsportsmanlike foul as he threw him into the ground. Wow. We've seen it all here. We've seen it all here.
It's going to be 2 on possession, or is it 3? Yeah, 2 on possession because he didn't attempt the shot.
Well, he fakes the shot,
so he didn't attempt it, so it's 2 on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He might not even be able to shoot it. He wants to sub.
He wants to come
Who's
out
our best 3-point shooter on the bench? Or rather, free throw shooter. Should I say Kieran Achara?
Yeah, you could, because you're going to get. Oh, then change the lineup, because then you'd have Achara, Oluseni, and Clark out.
Yeah,
there.
but you know Greece are going to call a timeout after basket.
Yeah, but it'll be a GB ball for possession.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So you wouldn't be able to sub him back out without the clock ticking. Here's another look. I mean, Great Britain doing a great job keeping it alive. Good head fake.
Bang.
And he just kind of jumped in. And it wasn't that he landed on it. It was that he kind of gave him a shove afterwards. But he's hurt his knee, Gareth Murray. Of course, with the tournament just 2 weeks away, you hope for his sake that that's not too serious.
And
Because
of course, the season now.
he, more often than not, starts for Great Britain. It's Okorafor who's come in to take the free throws. Oh, he's missed the first.
Come on, Teddy.
He's missed them both. Oh, it's a GB ball from the side in the same position they were a few seconds ago. But with a few less seconds, there are only 30 seconds to go. They still trail by 3.
Pretend none of that happened. Oh, nice pass.
Inside Nelson lays it in. 24 seconds to go, and a timeout has been called by the Greeks. Their lead is down to 1. 24.1 seconds to go. So Great Britain basically, Vince, have to foul here. They can't let time run out. They're going to have to foul. But do they gamble first and try and get a steal, or do they lengthen the game as much as they can, quick foul?
Well, you've got to gamble first on the steal and foul immediately if you don't get it. That's the standard protocol. You can see the multiple bench just discussing what that strategy is going to be, and you can see them on the other side as well. The Greek team talking about where they're going to inbounds the ball. Because obviously if they do turn it over on the inbounds, that's a breakaway for 2. What a great game of basketball.
What a great game, and we might have 5 more minutes yet. Overtime is not out of the question with 24 seconds
You're
to go.
hard to please, Daniel. 5 more minutes would be tremendous. Fantastic.
Okay, so coming out of this timeout, it will be a Greek possession. Khalifa's back in the game. We haven't seen him for a long time. It'll be a Greek possession. There is 24.1 seconds left. So in essence, the shot clock is irrelevant. Great Britain are going to need to foul to stop the clock and then have to score at the other end. How many they need will depend on the free throws that the Greeks make, or not, as the case may be.
I kind of half hoped that Antetokounmpo was coming back with his 1 of 4 from the free throw line. But you know what they say, watch out for the guy inbounding the ball. The most dangerous guy on the floor.
And it's Nick Kalifas who will inbound for Greece.
There's no overplaying. There we go.
Lucas
No, foul. You got to foul.
Kalifas. Now they have to foul somebody.
They got to foul somebody.
They can't get
here's
to
a turnover.
Straight
Yeah,
away.
they got it.
Nelson with the steal.
15 seconds.
Great Britain with a chance to win on the final play. Nelson
Where's he
drives
going?
in.
Where is he going?
Is a foul on Nelson. It's a foul on Nelson. Well, that isn't the end of the world here, Vince.
No.
Because it's 2 free throws as a result, which means the ball advances. His eyes lit up, he saw the gap, he goes in, tried to draw contact, overcooked it, there's the foul, but there'll be 2 shots with the clock stopped, so coach can call a timeout, advance the ball.
It's a one-shot
It's
game.
not the worst foul in the world.
But that's 7'1", he was trying to drive around there. The NBA soft touch.
Well, if this goes in, it's a timeout and advance the ball. If it doesn't go
But if
in,
he misses, you've got to
Great
race up the
Britain
floor.
have got to go quickly. He makes it. Timeout called. 6.4 seconds to go. Great Britain and Coach Prunty need to draw up a play here to find a 3-point shot to force overtime, Vince.
You know, when you said earlier on about some of those shots that had been a little bit overcooked, and you talked about the excitement, and you can see that overexcitement with Luke Nelson right there, young fella, first time out of college in here, trying to make the right decision. There was still a lot of time on that clock. Maybe we could have got something better out of it, but he took the mantle himself and tried to get it done.
Having come up with the steal at the other
Having come up
end.
with the steal, which was actually so smart in the end that they didn't foul, because they just corralled the guy with the ball who was expecting a foul. Because, you know, any game in the EuroLeague, you see that as a foul.
So, Great Britain looks like Okorafor and Achara and Lawrence are definitely coming out here. Can't quite see who else is down in that group, but I assume Clark will be one of them and Nelson the other. And all 5 of those players can shoot a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
And in fairness, the big men are probably more deadly than the guards from 3-point range.
And Coach Mistas has taken out his giant Papagiopoulos and put in Antetokounmpo there from a defensive standpoint now.
Well, here we go. 6.4 for Great Britain to find a 3 to force an extra 5 minutes. Luke Nelson to inbound.
He switched on the pick. He's open in the corner.
Lawrence
fakes it. He's going to take it.
Takes the 3. He hits it, but it's going to get waved off. There's a foul on the floor.
Oh, no.
The referee waves off the 3 and calls a touch foul on Matoglou. And that's one of them that I bet as the ball goes through the net, the refs go, I wish I hadn't blown that. So now they have to make one, miss one, and rebound.
Wow.
So you've got to put a Chara and Clark on that block, and you guys have to go tip one in.
Yeah, except Coach just taken Antetokounmpo back out and put the 7'1" rebounder back in.
Yeah.
So that's a tall order.
Oh, now you're in trouble. Now you're in trouble. You've got to tip out for a 3. It's got to miss, and you've got to somehow get it out for a 3. Oh, he's made it. He's done it the wrong way around.
How about the foul? Look at the long pass.
Oh, the ref scored a tie. The coach scored a timeout. They would have won the game if we'd inbounded the ball.
I tell you what, an outlet to a 7'1", that's the best outlet there is, isn't it?
Yeah, and nobody was catching. He's like, Coach,
grinning from ear to ear,
Coach, I'd have won the game.
Wow. The thing is, they can't do what they did last time now and hesitate and hedge on the guy. They've got to foul immediately.
Yeah. And, wow, he made the 3, Vince. That's the thing. He made the 3.
Killer. Yes. It's unfortunate because you know the refs would have said, right, we've got to call everything now. Don't allow anything to go loose. Wow.
Well, Great Britain need a bit of help here. They need a quick foul, they need a missed free throw, and they need a prayer 3.
I think we're just going to lob the ball to the 7'1" guy, Dan.
Well, you'd rather Lucas or Papas on the free throw line, but get the ball in first is the challenge.
There we go.
Papas has it, Papas fouled. And Papas just needs to make 2 free throws and this game is over.
That's all he needs to do.
And really, Great Britain, if he is going to miss, need him to miss the first, because you don't want a live ball with 3 looking for a 3. Somebody's just fouled out of the game.
Well, no, they took the big foul. Oh, are they? A GB player?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be Lawrence, I believe.
Luke Nelson has just fouled out of the game. 13 points for him. Well, Papas can all but win the game if he makes this first free throw. And he does. And he will definitely win the game if he makes the second. But even if he doesn't, it's a heave for Great Britain for overtime. And he does win the game. Well, Great Britain will go down court and jack one up. As long as Greece don't foul, they don't lose the game. And they run away. Lawrence fires it up off the back of the ring. A tremendous game of basketball. Absolutely thrilling from beginning to end. We saw a bit of everything, Vince. Everything you can imagine in a game.
Absolutely, you know, and what a way to herald the coming of the tournament. The guys came out there, punch for punch with the Greek team. We saw lots of plays, lots of lovely, intricate and-ones, lots of intricate pick and rolls. And then we actually saw our GB boys step to the plate. Inside gave Olaseni, Kieran Achara, Dan Clark leading the way.
Yeah, a really entertaining game. Could have gone either way. Could have even had overtime, not quite in the end. We're going to have a couple of interviews in a moment's time, but first of all, a final word from Vince.
Well, I mean, absolutely tremendous game to see here in London. A team like Greece coming in here, their fans absolutely creating a whole cauldron atmosphere, which the GB fans responded to. Fantastic to see some of the young talent from the Greek team, in particular Papagiannis, just 20 years old, 7'1", playing with the Sacramento Kings, and then the veteran play of Nick Kalafis, who was sensational. 19 points from Papas, and Slukas also putting in a shift. But of course, for the GB team, Dan Clark's 23 points. Olaseni, Kieran Achara getting hot in the second half, and the silky skills of Luke Nelson and Teddy Okorafor. Fantastic for GB fans to see. Everyone staying to applaud both teams off the floor. Number 11, Papas, 19 points.
A fantastic game of basketball. That had a bit of everything, that game.
Yeah, it was both teams battling, fighting to the end, and just trying to get better each and every friendly game for the EuroBasket.
And obviously that's the eyes you've got now. You've got that tournament next week. Where are you in your preparations for EuroBasket?
We got to keep getting better, you know, step by step, game by game. And when it comes to the important games, we got to be playing our best basketball.
And yourself personally, were you pleased with your performance?
I need to keep getting better, keep controlling the team, run the offense, and just trying to help us win.
Well, thanks for talking to us. Good luck in EuroBasket. Thank you very much. Well, Kieran, what a game of basketball that was. Heartbreaking for you guys in the end.
Definitely. I mean, it was a great spectacle. I'm glad we had the fans in full effect from both Greece and from the UK. Unfortunately, we came up short, but you know, a lot of positive to take from the game.
And you must have thought overtime was coming as that three-point shot went up at the end.
Oh, I really thought we had it. You know, I think we rushed a couple of things at the end of the game, and we could have composed ourselves a little bit better. But you know, it's a learning game. This is great preparation for EuroBasket. Honestly, Greece is a phenomenal squad. Happy they came into the copper box tonight and put on a show for us.
Yeah, that's one of the best teams in the competition, and you've gone toe-to-toe with them. That must give you some confidence for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I feel that we've still got a lot to learn. You know, every game we're getting better, and that's what it takes. You know, we've got a lot of younger players, a lot of inexperience, but game by game they're getting a little bit more experience, getting ready for EuroBasket.
And a trip to Warsaw next week, and then the big thing itself, the guys must be chomping at the bit to get on.
We just can't wait to get going. You know, EuroBasket's a great tournament to play in. You know, FIBA putting a great show, so we're just kind of excited to get there. You know, a big test with us in Warsaw, playing 3 games in 3 days, kind of getting the right preparation for EuroBasket, but we just can't wait to get started in Istanbul.
Well played today. Good luck, and thanks for talking to us. A tremendous game of basketball here at the Copper Box that's been won by the Greeks in narrow circumstances.